Oh, I love that, folks. You know that sound means it is FoosWeek. This is episode 3 of FoosWeek. I'm Adam Gilson. That's Hannah Smith. There's Tom Robinson. We have so much foosball to talk about. So very much foosball to talk about. How are you doing, Hannah?
Doing great. Super excited to go over the tournaments that were the past weekend or so, and have a few more that we're going to talk up and hype up for the next coming weekend. So, as always, it's a good time to talk about foosball.
Tom?
Yeah, you caught me off guard. No, yeah, we're going to talk about stuff when it comes
Stuff.
to
Ooh,
tournaments.
I love it when you get specific like that. That's awesome. Before we get too deep into it, I got to do a shout out to all of our Patreons. Everybody that supports us, everything you do, we do. You do, we do. Wait, what? I don't know. I need better writers. This doesn't make any sense. I'll check that out later. It's fine. It's completely fine. And we got a new. I'm super excited. I learned how to use my computer better today and made a new outro for everybody that is just curious. So I'm gonna
Wow.
let me just tease that now, but we're gonna check that out later. See what happens. But so we have, who do we have today? We've got Jacob Balcos is going to be coming in a little bit after we're done chatting about the week before last, because unfortunately we were busy. I was busy last Tuesday coming back from Moneyball to be talking about Moneyball, Dallas Fort Worth Championships. And then after that, we're going to be chatting with Mike Green, who is at Georgia State. I love this. I love all these state championships going on.
Got it covered. Got it covered.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, super cool.
Every angle.
So let's start with so Moneyball. I was at Moneyball last year, the week before last, and it was Portland, up in Portland, Oregon. Clay Toomey and I did the coverage for House of Tournaments. Now Modern Foos, actually. Soon to be Modern Foosball again. Anyways, that doesn't matter. I love that player base. You all know that. I've talked about it. I'm self-adopted up there. Whatever, I don't care. But what made that a standout for me outside of hanging out with my friends and my family and everybody like that was what David Kala, Lukash, and Danilo are doing with House of Tournaments. The technology that they have, the coverage that they had was something that I was just really, really honored to be a part of. Hanging with Clay and just chatting Twitch chat and just seeing the they had this cube thing around the coverage of the table. Just had all these awesome angles and things that I think people are still getting used to, but I think is a little bit more organic to how we actually play foosball versus how we might watch it. And I think that might be better in the long run for how we learn. But whatever. You had that, which is amazing. Of course, you had Sprademan and Munoz, Blake Robertson, Rob Mares were the big names there. Trevor Park. I mean, it was just some good foosball. It was just a lot of fun.
And the new,
Yeah,
the
it seemed
new,
really cool. I liked seeing, just the pictures that you posted of the cage. I wasn't there, but how awesome is that? Seeing all those angles and the different. There's just so much more that foosball can do, and you can do for foosball, and you
Mm-hmm.
see that coming out like that, and it's super innovative. And I think that's the move. That's the move for foosball. It's super cool. So shout out to those guys. I love all the new things, and I know a lot of people have talked about the ads. They
Oh yeah.
really enjoyed, commercials or
Oh,
like stuff
isn't
like
that weird?
that. So
It's so weird to say
isn't
that,
that
but
nice?
but yeah, I remember
we
because
want more commercials.
right, but I remember
Yeah.
we were talking about it beforehand, and I was like, okay, I'm sure it's going to be executed or be cool because they had the smart light that would change colors with the push of a button. Red would mean stop, 30 seconds, 90 seconds, whatever, and then move on to the next. And it would turn green and then get brighter, and then it was time to play again. And Hannah, you kind of talked about that in your experience in the World Cup, right? They do pause.
Yes.
They do make you take pauses, but they do it differently.
Sure. Yes, they have like a screen behind you that was kind of like a regular TV size screen, and it has like the big score like in big numbers, and then who names or whatever. But in the bottom, it had a timer. So if you took a time, whatever, it would say, "Hey, you have 10, 30 seconds left," and like the refs would like stop you and like, "Hey, like we have 10 seconds left." Or like 30 seconds left, or whatever it is. So I like the idea of a light because I didn't like boys telling me what to do. Like, it's my
Yeah.
game. I'm playing foosball. I don't want you to tell me. But if there's a light, I'm like,
Yeah.
light. Okay,
It's a part-
I'll wait.
but that's a really good point, though. It is. It's nice
Yeah.
to have that. It's kind of part of it. Tom, I was totally interrupting you.
No, it seemed like that was working well at Moneyball. Although I noticed the expression on some of the faces, I think Brandon Munoz had a little issue with having to wait 90 seconds
Oh
between
well,
games.
I mean, if
He's
you're that, yeah, I
come
know, I
on,
hear what
like,
you're.
let's get
Yeah,
this going. Come on, let's
yeah.
go. You know, you could, and I think and I think maybe Tony as well. We're kind of like, okay, let's get this thing
No,
underway.
no. Tony was definitely all for it. Mades, all the top players
Yeah,
were.
I realize
Munoz,
they are for it,
yeah.
but it was a little bit of this. Come on, I
y-
gotta wait 90 seconds. Really? I mean, it's a long time.
Oh, it is a long
So,
time, but it's, you know what? So what? I mean,
right.
that's the amount of time. And frankly, you think about the difference between that and say any major sports broadcast has those times, right? And
Hmm.
you don't see Nolan Ryan out there running up to the to the ump and punch him in the
Oh,
face, or maybe you do.
well, they just started. They established a new rule in Major League Baseball. They have clocks now for the pitcher,
To
and
speed it
also
up.
for they got to they got to speed it up. So you have what 15 seconds on the mound to wind up and pitch. You can't lollygag out there anymore. So
Right.
that's happening there too.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, I think, is if this is something that gets adopted uh, on a larger way, it then becomes what is the status quo, and then you wouldn't
Hmm.
complain about it if that's just how it is. And frankly, I think
Right.
the
Right.
positives are more better than the negatives, and so yeah, all around it was just a great experience, and I'm just really looking forward to what they do, what modern foosball does next, because it's pretty wild.
Oh yeah.
And so the cool thing about that weekend for me, and I think all of foosball fans, was being able to tune in to watch Moneyball, but also being able to tune in to watch the Foosball Sports Network coverage of the Dallas Fort Worth Championships.
Yes.
Were you all, Tom, did you get to watch much of that over the weekend?
I did. Yeah, no, I did. And I really got to say, I mean, Jason Wicks, I mean, he's the man. He's really got his act together when it comes to the quality. And of course, the graphics are really good, and you really get a chance to see what's happening on the table very clearly. I mean, that's just a great feed. And it's, I mean, granted, the commentary is, I don't know, are they actually doing any commentary at this point? Because I didn't notice any.
No, that's not, no. Jason's primary focus. I know this talking to him when he was on
Hmm.
before. I mean, I think I don't know if I played that part or I had that. I
You
might have cut
did,
that,
yeah.
but he's running the thing too, and
Hmm.
so he kind
Hmm.
of goes back and forth between the things that he has. So, and
Right.
and I can tell you, uh, uh, commentary is difficult.
Oh, oh,
And
oh,
I
no
don't mean
doubt.
it like I don't. I'm not trying to like toot any kind of horn that I might have. I'm just saying like, I'm not trying to detoot his horn. Wow, that's good. We should clip that. That's a good quote.
Yeah, we should. That's a
Yeah,
good
yeah, that's
for
good.
sure.
I don't want to detoot anything. what, what I'm
Stay
saying is,
tuned.
yeah, what I'm saying is that his focus is on the broadcast and the quality of that, and you know, and to that point, and I don't know if he knows this yet. We talked about it, but I'm going to Oklahoma State, which he's covering with Sports Net is covering, and I'm going to be doing commentary.
Ah, nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Nice.
I'm super
Yeah.
stoked.
That's really cool.
I love Tommy, and we'll talk about this more later on in the next week or two. But that's at the end of next month. But yeah, yeah, it was fun. But in the competition, Hannah, would you say that the Dallas area has one of the best player bases in the country? Like just as far as depth,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's Colorado and there's DFW and then there's, the Florida crew and that's pretty much
That's it.
your hotspots for
Yeah,
foosball, I think. Um and one thing I wanted to say, this is so basic, but I just love it so much. So, Jason Wiggs, the broadcasting is fabulous, but like he takes the time to do the little things. Like he'll be like I commentated a match with him and he was like, "Hey, watch this." And he like pushes this like super cool like turquoise or pink button and like this like
Hmm.
super awesome like graphic comes in and it's like timeout, game 2 and it's like, "Ooh, that's cool." You
It
know what I
is.
mean? But
That
like
is
he
cool.
takes the time to do that stuff and that's awesome. That's fun to go back and watch football because you're like, "Dang, that's official." And it's cool he can just be like, "Bloop, one button." So loved that. Also loved the fact that people are like sharing clips of videos on
yeah.
Facebook. So like
Hmm.
just funny things that they saw, like clapping with one hand at Clay Toomey. Like what? Like, but he had that like clipped, like that you could just go and you click it. And you don't have to watch through years of footage. You could just go and watch the little cool clip that they wanted to talk about. So
Yeah,
that was nice too. So those are my two things that I wanted to point out because I enjoy the
that's awesome.
funsy stuff.
Well, here's a great point. You know, the combination of the two, modern foosball, House of Tournaments, what they were doing in Portland, and simultaneously at DFW with Jason Wixon's Foosball Sports Network, there is great stuff happening in both of those places. Imagine if they came together and did all
Sure.
those things together. I mean, that would be phenomenal. What
Absolutely.
what foosball needs.
Yeah, and even their like local stuff is super cool. The way they, host tournaments and they have super cool like formats
Hmm.
and they they do it videoed and he has like the point counters like it's the little things for me. But if you're gonna do foosball, he's on the right track and I think he does it right. So hats off, Jason and
Yeah,
Dawid. Awesome.
seriously. Yeah,
Hats off.
sweet. Good stuff. Innovators go.
I like that. The big go button from Staples. Wait, no, that
Yeah.
was easy. Do y'all remember that?
No,
Am
that
I
was
old?
the
The easy button.
The easy button. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was easy.
That was easy. So before we bring in our first guest, which I'm really stoked to be talking to and chatting with, I just want to say, everybody out there on Twitch, feel free to chime in, chat, tell us whatever it is you have to say here. We got questions. If you have anything for Jacob, myself, Hannah, Tom, let us know. You know, we're just here. We're just chatting. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else to say but to bring in and start talking with Jacob Balcos, fresh off of a heck of a weekend at South Dakota State Championships. He's coming in. Oh, there he is,
There he is.
Jacob.
There we go.
You
What
the
up, y'all?
kid.
What's
What's
up?
up?
You good? You hear us? You got it? We're good?
Yes,
Okay.
awesome to be here. I'm excited.
I'm excited for you to be here. I really appreciate you coming in here. And so just, tell us how it went this weekend in South Dakota.
Well, South Dakota is first off, the venue really nice. It's at I think it's called Royal River Casino. It's
Mm.
awesome. The casino, the venue's really nice large ballroom. So there's a lot of space to watch, some good bleachers, and then the hotel itself is nice. I think when you check in, you get like vouchers for like free play on the slot machines and food as well.
Is that an Eric
It's
sighting?
like 20.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah,
Hey, Dad.
There's Pops.
What's up, Eric?
Oh, is he
Hey,
listening?
Dad.
I wonder if he's listening in. Oh, look at his set. He's
He
fixing your
will.
lighting.
He's like, oh, your lights are terrible.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. That is
That was
so awesome.
perfect.
Now he just turned everything off.
yeah, I don't know what that was.
Now
I'm
you're
gonna go
stuck.
turn that off.
Yeah.
But
good.
All right, bye.
yeah, they gave you a couple things for food and free play.
Free play what?
Anyways,
Did
for
you
like
win
the
anything?
slot machine.
Oh.
Girl, I can't go in there.
Oh.
There's like
Ah, see?
there's like an unlimited like soda machine thing. Whatever. I had way too much Mountain Dew this weekend. It was bad. But no, it's a great venue, great tournament promoter. Shout out Terry Ward and Tim Everett, Carmel Burfield. All those people ran a great tournament. It was even better than last year, in my opinion. They moved around the tables and the setup, so it was really nice, much more roomy.
Was it the same location like the venue was last year or no?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. I've never been.
It was
I
really
want
nice.
to. I never
Dude,
been.
for sure, come next year. The hotel's nice and clean as well. It's awesome.
I like a clean hotel.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
right.
Oh yeah.
Jacob, the last time I saw you, you were playing in Michigan State this last year, and of course that hotel was very clean too. But
That was a
man,
really good venue.
you're making the scene. I mean, how many tournaments are you doing now?
Well, we went to a lot last year. I want to say like 7, I think.
7.
Something like that. Yeah, but I think we're doing 4 or 5 this year.
Oh, okay. Cutting back is just not enough
Yeah.
time.
Well, I mean, obviously the tournaments are real expensive and all that.
Mm.
But I mean, time, money, mostly.
Well, I mean, you're tearing it up. I mean, that's
I appreciate that.
yeah, no question. How many years now have you been playing?
2, just under 2. This year, Wisconsin State. So that's in less than a month. Wait, what's the date? Yeah, that's in like a few
Yeah.
weeks actually.
That's it.
That'll be my 2-year mark from my first tournament is Wisconsin State.
Wow, that staggers the mind.
Really?
Right?
Yeah.
So you've been playing on tour for 2 years now.
Mhm.
And so tell us how you placed this weekend. with that knowledge. Let everybody just prepare themselves with some
Mm-hmm.
Geritol, whatever you need to feel better. Get you some kombucha.
Kombucha.
No.
I actually have some.
How'd you place
That's
this
so
weekend?
sad.
And what did you rank? Are
So,
you not that it matters. I don't care about ranks anymore, but just for context.
so before I say the results,
Yeah.
I am a pro in doubles and a pro in singles on IFP. They just updated the points on IFP like a week ago, not even. Maybe something like that, maybe a week and a half or something like that. But so I'm a pro in both now on IFP. But on the modern Foosball House of Tournaments thing, I was still rated an expert in singles because they had just updated the points. But anyways, so IFP, pro singles, pro both, and I'm pretty sure on House of Tournaments I'm a pro in both now. But South Dakota State, I finished first in expert singles, first in pro singles, third in open singles.
Wow.
And then for doubles, I finished first in pro doubles. Shout out Pops. First in open doubles with Joe Rhodes. That was a blast. And then I finished first in the Roto DYP. That's a really cool event, actually. It's
Roto.
just every time you score, you switch. It was really fun. I drew Tony Owens in that, which I was really fortunate.
At Oklahoma.
Yeah, that was. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really fun one. And then I finished second in open mixed with my sister. That was fun.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a good event.
Man. The name Balcos. This is going to be, we got to remember the name Balcos.
I can't forget. He has my sweater. No,
Right.
just kidding. No, you're awesome.
Wait, is
awesome
that a good luck sweater?
too.
Is that what I'm
Right.
hearing?
It is. I actually. Hey,
Wow.
I just want you to know that on the
Ever
second
since he's
day,
put that
Saturday,
thing on,
Saturday, I
Nothing
wore
but fun.
this.
They
Wore
got-
this one
And
on
we
Saturday,
won. And we won.
Oh, yeah.
So what's up?
Oh yeah.
So talk
I
about
brought-
South Dakota State and these matchups, man. Like, who did you play? You know, what were some of your tougher matches, or like your most fun or memorable matches? You know, of course, winning with your dad. I'm sure that's awesome. And
Oh, yeah.
playing with Maya in finals of mixed, like that's also huge. So
Yeah.
just give me some stuff.
So I'd say some of my most fun matches were definitely the open doubles finals.
Sure.
100%. First open win for me in that one. It was really fun. Joe played amazing. Really helped me out when I needed it. And obviously pro doubles win. It was good to get my dad's first pro title. That was fun. Open mixed final with Maya and my dad. Goalie wars. I played goalie wars this weekend just to try it out. I was shooting in the bank series. I ended fourth in that, and my dad beat me for third.
Oh.
That was a fun match. It was neat.
How often does that happen? Not much
Oh.
these days, sure.
Most times we play goalie wars, that's for sure.
Okay.
We got some chatter here in chat. Hard as I can, Dan. Hey, at the bar, Foosin. I think that was a little bit ago. Just catching up here. Diego, hi from Peru.
Hey, Diego.
Hey, buddy.
What's up,
Diego.
That's awesome.
man? My boy.
And
Awesome.
looks like Dak Foos, which I'm assuming is Dakota Foos. What a great young man and family. That's awesome.
Aw.
So wait a minute. So you won open doubles,
Yes, I did.
and who was second?
Scott O'Hare and Tim Everett.
Okay.
And
Oh,
then,
nice.
Tough competition.
Yeah, and I think Tommy Owens or Tommy Atkinson and Tony Owens got third, and then Shaw and Chad Ditzwith got fourth.
Okay, so this isn't your local garage open event.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
Deep field.
that's pretty good. And
Yeah.
I'm assuming so Shaw was there. Shaw appears. I think that guy has a portal in his house, and he just goes everywhere. I don't understand how he gets places. He might actually be in my house somewhere. I don't know. I never know with him.
Look behind you. Look behind you.
It's by the weird fridge.
No, it's
The weird freezer.
But so I mean, all right, hold on. I want to put this in context. So this was your first tournament this year, right? Your first
TKO, instant TKO.
TKO. So this have you already played half of the tournaments that you're planning on playing this year?
Yeah. So
Oof.
I think we're doing Wisconsin State. I think we're doing 5.
Okay.
I think we're doing Wisconsin State, which is next month. So I think my first 2 tournaments are back to back to back in months. So we're doing Wisconsin State in March. That's a really good tournament, by the way. And then Texas State, we're subbing. We're not doing Worlds this year, unfortunately. We're gonna do Texas State instead, and then hoping to do one more. I think we are thinking Colorado.
Okay.
Ah,
I mean,
Those
those are good ones to go
for
to.
sure.
yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
handicapped or what?
Of course, you already know. You already know. We're
Locked for
locked. We're
life.
locked for life. Locked for life.
Fall live.
Yeah, we already got it scheduled for Texas, and
Did you
whatever
do the-
tournament we're at.
Did you do the sweater switch at TKO before designated when you won? Was that before?
It was handicapped. And,
Handicapped, so-
yeah, it was like mid switch.
Yeah.
Like we started handicap Friday, and he put that thing on Saturday, and it was all dubs from there.
That's
man.
when it.
I think.
Yep,
All right,
yep.
just business
Heat it up.
idea, Jacob. Business idea for you. Next tournament you go to, just let people say, they can come up and just kind of rub the shoulder of the jacket or the sweater, and then for $10.
Yeah.
Good luck.
For a fee.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I like that.
Small
Wow.
fee.
Just a little side hustle. little
Yeah,
side
and we
hustle,
split
pitch
it
my
25,
energy, maybe.
25, 25, 80.
Got
Right.
it.
That's good
I like
math.
it. Wait, head up to 100.
Close.
Diego's asking Jacob if you're going to Costa Rica. I'm assuming.
I'm not, unfortunately. I really wish though. That sounds like a really good tournament, not just for the tournament itself, but just for Costa Rica.
Right.
obviously.
Yeah. Beautiful place.
And R2 Wilkes is asking, hey, buddy, I have a bunch of first-time chatters I haven't seen in here. I appreciate all you being in here with
That's
us.
right, Ryan. I assume that's Ryan.
R2 Wilkes?
He's awesome. He's a really nice guy. Yeah, Ryan Wilkie.
Oh,
something
yeah.
Like that. He's
Oh,
a really
cool.
nice guy. I think he's out of Florida.
Yeah, no, he's asking Florida Masters.
Mhm.
Are you going to Florida Masters? That's the end of April.
Oh, no. Oh, actually, I went there last year and I had really good results. So I would love to go back again. But
You won
I don't think
Pro doubles?
that one I won pro doubles.
With Trey.
Shout out my boy Trey.
With Trey, yeah.
I miss that boy. It's been way
Trey
too long since I've seen that man. Dude, that I think he has like a broken hand or something.
What?
But
Really?
yeah, I think he messed up his hand. But I hope to see him again soon for sure. That's my boy. But yeah, I got pro doubles there, pro singles there, and expert singles there.
Jeez.
So
And
that
then
was a
again-
good one. And so I'd love to go to that one. I don't know. I know if I do go to that one, my pops will not be attending that one. So it's either gonna be my grandmother or my mom. If I do go, we'll see.
Cool.
So you have 4 planned and maybe a 5th, and you don't know which one yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, Texas State and Colorado State, I mean. it's
Yeah,
good.
I've heard Texas State is really
Oh,
fun.
you've never been?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Oh.
I didn't go last year.
You gotta
Oh.
go.
Come early, and we'll take you to all the good spots to eat.
Some
We have, like-
barbecue.
Oh, Ethan Nguyen, my other boy, was telling me about a barbecue place.
There's a few
That's
of those.
Sick.
popped
Yeah, I
up.
know exactly one. I
Which
probably
one?
know
You
the
do?
exact same one he's
Which
talking
one?
I don't know. I really don't know the name, but I'm sure if you know
about.
it.
If you said it, I would know it.
Yeah, right. I'm saying,
Wouldn't
but
bother me.
yeah, no, Ethan. I mean, so the plan for Texas State is, for me at least, is I actually haven't talked to my parents about this. I think my dad's listening, but so me, Evan, Nathan, and Ethan, and hopefully Trey wanted to all go down because Evan lives down there. We all wanted to go down to Evan's place early and chill for like a week before the tournament. I think that'd be a blast, but we'll see. Never know.
It sounds like the old days of the guys who used to cruise around the country in a van. But going to hang out with a foosball table for a week with a bunch of foosers, I mean, that could be dangerous.
That could be fun.
Fun,
Nice.
dangerous. I like it.
Right.
Dangerous is fun. Fun is dangerous. No, it seems like, especially when you're hanging out with the same crew, you know each other's games, and of course you can push each other. But then when you go back out into the general population, just well, you're already killing everybody anyway, so not well.
No.
So when would you like to make master? What's your schedule here? When would you like to
Oh.
pro master?
Well, for me, I honestly don't know. Honestly, I got pro in under 2 years, which I was proud of. But
Mhm.
master is obviously a large jump. And I'd have to be very consistent with winning this year and the next. And I honestly don't know. I'd love to stick with foosball the rest of my life, obviously, because I do love the game. But
Mhm.
you never know what can happen. And I obviously plan on sticking with it. But I could not tell you when I would reach master or when I'm hoping to.
Adam, do we know the youngest master ever? Who's the youngest master ever?
I have no idea.
Billy
Pappas,
Pappas?
maybe, probably somebody. I don't know. Maybe even before that in the 70s when they were just using it based on money. I don't know.
Right.
But Jacob,
Yeah,
I appreciate how advanced you are about life and everything. To be goal, you're not. I mean, that kind of what is it? What do you call that? Like that non-goal oriented forward momentum is so good. You know what I mean? Like you have something in mind, but you're not putting everything behind it, but you're still doing it when you are there and you're present to it. That's the kind of stuff that
Yeah,
gets you. I hate asking this, but how old are you?
16.
So you want to open
Wow.
event at a state championship at 16?
Yes, and I just want to point out I got my license yesterday.
Yeah,
Whoa!
What?
that's awesome,
Congratulations.
man.
Congrats.
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 How many?
Yeah,
Just
I
one
I
time?
got
One time? One test?
yeah, first try.
Wow.
Cool.
I don't know how I passed. I honestly like on the parallel parking. I don't know. I was
You have to
spotty.
parallel park?
It's
What?
called a
I guess you do
backup
live in like a
camera.
city. Weird. We didn't have to do that.
No,
You
yeah.
know.
So Sunday was the last day of South Dakota, and we got done around 2, 3 a.m. So and we drove straight home, like a 4 hour drive. We got home at like 9 a.m. I had my driver's test at noon, so I went home, slept for about an hour and a half, woke up, got ready, went out, practiced parking for like 30 minutes, and then went straight to the test.
Was
Cool.
parallel parking the hard part?
Parallel park.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. That
it's
and
not
90
fun.
degree. I didn't have much time to practice, but it all worked out.
You know, back in our day, we had to parallel park a 15-foot vehicle.
I believe
No
that, dude.
backup camera.
Yeah, no, but with no power steering.
Steering wheel this big.
How come y'all weren't stronger looking back then? I've
Come on
I've
now.
driven power.
Power
No,
steering, you
yeah,
wimp. You don't
yeah.
need that. Good Lord.
Isabel. Oh, first
Yeah.
time chat. Thanks, Isabel.
Izzy.
Oh my God,
Oh
onions
my! I
alert.
told her. I texted her.
Oh,
I
you did.
texted
Onions.
her.
I knew
Onion,
it
what
was
up,
stinky
Saboya?
in here. What up, my
I'm
Saboya
saying.
girl?
I texted her. I said, pop out to Foosball Radio Twitch. I'm glad she came.
Awesome.
What's up?
What's
Glad
up?
you're here.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I think I so I'm curious for the players out there that are going to listen to this that are just trying to improve their game. Your game has improved drastically in a 2-year period. Why? That's a big
Ooh.
question. Do you know why? Like, why has it gotten so good so fast in 2 years?
Well, honestly, I used to play at home a lot. I'd say the first year I would be playing most daily. Only when I'm at my dad's. So I'm at my mom's 5 on, and then my dad's 5 on. But so when I'm at my dad's, I used to practice every day.
Mm.
But now, I'd say after like my 6th tournament or 7th tournament, I like kind of like lost motivation to practice at home. But I usually just play at my locals. So I'd say I go to one local a week, maybe two, and I play there. I play there. I play a lot there. But at home is just it's to me. I just cannot like I'm too bored to practice alone and just hit the ball around and practice a certain thing. So I mean, I obviously play singles with my sister and my dad or whatever they'd like to do, but practicing alone is definitely a no for me. But I probably should. So I'd say going to locals, and I have a lot of help down here or up here, I guess, Minnesota. But so Minnesota's scene right now is a lot of pros, experts, amateurs, all of our lower rated players are very good though. In my opinion, all of our amateurs, rookies are all at the high expert, low expert level.
Cool.
To me, so I have pretty good competition out here. and I have a lot of good players like teaching me and getting me that mindset. I play with Mike Brazil a lot,
Mm.
and I've gotten a lot of stuff from him. Obviously, my dad, Doug Rangel, plays down here. Bill Winchester. I get a lot of good information, and for like the mental game and just the skill of the game, I get a lot of help from a lot of guys down here. And I'd say, and obviously going to the bigger tournaments, obviously skyrocketed my performance, probably, in my opinion.
What? Daddy said we might go to Worlds.
Ooh.
He said that?
We're making the
Yeah, he put it in the
assumption.
chat.
That's E.
Oh
Balcos.
my god!
Would that
There we
not be
go.
E.
nice?
Balcos says we might go to Worlds, so
Hey, I'm
check
just
that
learning
out.
that, so now I just made my move. That just made. Hey, handicap.
Hey, you want to lock it in?
Let's go.
Locked for life.
I'll be wearing this on the day of handicap. Let me tell you.
Perfect. I'll show up in this, maybe.
God,
Maybe.
I don't know.
you got some better jerseys than that hoodie.
I just don't know if I'll pack that much, but hey, I'll make it happen, okay? If you go to Worlds, I'll make it happen. Don't stress.
Deal.
Super cool.
Oh. Yes, mostly locals. But also at the same time, I am focusing a lot on like school. So there's obviously not as much time for food. But my mom does like, cause a couple of our tournaments are on local nights, and my mom lets me go to one tournament on like if I have school the next day, and then I can go to whatever I want on the weekends. But now that I have my license, it makes everything easier. I just need my own car.
Drive yourself. What's
Right.
your first vehicle? What are you driving?
Oh well, right now I don't have my own car. My dad's
Okay.
got a Toyota Corolla. Mom's got a Subaru. So my mom's out of town right now, so I've been driving that for the last couple of days. She knows though. She knows I'm not just driving with no permission, guys.
If not, she does now.
She
so.
does now.
Right? But yeah,
That's great.
school comes first.
I mean, that's awesome. I wonder how much. I hate saying better or more accomplished. Like if you're just playing full time and not even like dealing with school, you'd just be playing like as many tournaments as possible each year, right? Ideally, if you wanted to, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
When we were doing that when I was still in school, it's really hard to like manage the days, like how many you can miss too. So
Right.
like, you know,
Yeah,
like
the
say
worst
we would
part-
drive, but it's like you got to miss at least 2 days to even make the tournament, and that's 2 of school. And if you have so many, then there's like you run out towards like Worlds, so you had to miss like one you wanted to go to, so you could save your days for Worlds. And that's not including like days you're actually sick, but.
Oh, for sure. The worst part is coming back from a tournament after missing school and catching up on all that work.
Sure.
Let me make an attempt at younger lingo here. What do your homies think of you playing at a professional level?
That was perfect. That's exactly what I would have said.
Okay.
I almost related to that.
What do they think?
My face when you said that was so funny. I get to see the lag on the Twitch channel, and I was like, "Girl,
Girl.
Ooh.
No.
That was good, Tom. But I mean, honestly, they all support it mostly when I tell them that I made money.
Yeah.
But
I like that part.
yeah, right. But no, they're all like shocked usually when I tell them that I do it like on a professional scene. Some people don't believe it until but then they'll like Google my name and like that's all that comes up is foosball videos.
You're all over the internet.
All over.
Right. With that, I mean, all your matches and things. It's just.
But yeah, they all think it's most of them think it's pretty cool that I can do that. Go around the country and do that and hopefully make money.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think we're going to be wrapping up here to bring in our next guest. But I mean, any last questions from Hannah or Tom? Any last little things about South Dakota State, Jacob, et cetera, et cetera?
I can ask a question. If we meet up at one of the tournaments this year, could you give me a lesson or two?
Oh, of course, Tom. Anytime.
Dude, you rock. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, guys.
Hannah?
I have something to propose too. I think if we win another handicap doubles, I think we need to switch back sweaters. And
Ooh.
then,
Oh,
I like it.
just rock it there. And then if you win another, you can switch back. So
I
you
like
can,
it.
Yeah.
I like
flip-flop.
it.
That's like the
So
sisterhood of the traveling sweater.
pants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be tough to let go of this beauty right here, but I can do it if we win.
Okay. Work on that.
I love that. That's awesome. Before we move on, Jacob, appreciate you being here. Any last words, thoughts, comments, anything you want to let us and the world know?
I just love to shout out the whole South Dakota crew. Honestly, they ran a really good tournament. Terry Ward, Tim Everett, Karma, all of them. They ran it great, good timing. Nothing stayed too late. It was awesome. It was a really fun time. Glad to see. It's always good. The big tournaments is really what I play foosball for. Just getting to see everybody. But yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. It was really fun.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate it. See
Say
you
what-
at.
Yeah.
Say what up to your homies for us.
Got you.
I'll
Got you.
start
I'll
saying
let my
that.
homies know you say
I'll-
hi. I'll let my homies say hi.
I'm going to let my homies know that his homies are getting known this too. I love that. So much homage.
All right, y'all.
All right, Jacob. Thank you. Say hi to your pops.
Peace out, guys. Peace out.
Later,
Thank
Jay.
you.
Bye.
Man, that kind of stuff is so cool.
What's a homie?
I think it's it's where you put your pillow and you set it next to your couch.
Oh, got it. Okay. Oh,
I
well.
don't know.
Good.
That's what I understood.
Yeah.
Well,
Someone's in the
now
corner over here.
we're moving from South Dakota all the way further. Never eat sour water. Southwest to Georgia, coming fresh out of
Brandon,
Georgia
hold on.
State. What?
Shout out Brandon. Hey, fam.
Oh,
I'm glad you
Brandon's
guys
in
are
there.
listening.
Buddy.
Yeah, hey, Brandon. Hey, Isabel.
Oh, so good to see y'all.
I'm glad you popped on.
Yeah, and hey, y'all were. Well, Brandon was at Georgia State. So if y'all have anybody that was at Georgia State this weekend that has anything want to say in there, say it. We'll be talking.
Sure.
But Mike Green is somewhere out there coming in here in a moment and just letting us know how Georgia State was. Mike, are you there, buddy?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How's it going, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
Awesome. How's it going?
We're just chilling, man. Just chatting,
Come on,
talking.
Tell us the temperature where you are. Want to hear it? Come on.
Yeah.
Just, come on.
Yeah. Tell us how
Get it
great it
over
is in
with.
Florida right now.
Well, I'm wearing Jacob's hoodie. It's 86.
you got a spit take from Tom out of that one.
I have to wear it as a leg warmer, but
Oh.
I gotta say I'm starstruck being on here with Hannah. She's one of my favorite players.
Oh yeah,
She's
ditto.
awesome.
Samesies.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
I
Made
Samesies.
my
love
day.
watching her and Sullivan. Oh my gosh! I don't. Every time I play in a tournament, I always look at the bracket, going, "Don't let them be there. Don't let them be there."
Oh, thanks. I say that too. Oh gosh, don't beat me.
So
and also, that Jacob shouldn't be embarrassed because that's why I don't go on camera because my dad still turns my lights off. So.
Same.
Mike, you're hitting all the good
man.
notes here. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you having been at Georgia State, which I'm very jealous of because I was watching the coverage from the GoPro, the Inside Foos coverage as well, through First Coast Foosball. And there was some good matches, some good competition, but it felt like some good vibes there too, right?
Oh, I gotta tell you, I loved it. I said Matchup was my favorite tournament. I've been to Colorado State, Thunderdome, and whatever, the beatdown, and I don't even remember. I went to Vegas and all that, but this tournament was a blast. I mean, absolutely would go back next year. Everybody had a great time. Super hotel. The super hotel was amazing. $119 a night for a suite, and
Oh, sweet.
the people who,
I-
like a separate 1-bedroom suite.
No, I saw that. No, that's huge.
Yeah.
I love that. The suites. I saw a bunch of pictures of people. Actually, I think Jimmy Love posted something, out of Florida, and he was showing a video of his room. It was a regular room, but it was a full-on suite, and I was like, oh my gosh. Anytime there's more than one table in your room at a hotel, you're rolling high.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was definitely fun. And John Stringfellow and Chris Boyd, did such an incredible job. My buddy showed up 2 days after the tournament started and still got the room rate.
Wow.
They told them there were
Cool.
no rooms left available, and they went up there and got the guy a room. So,
Huh.
I mean, everything about that thing, was just awesome. That I was surprised I didn't see Hannah there. I thought maybe I might see her pretty close to her home, even though
Yeah.
I got beat up on by the Mississippi guy Dewey. That guy, he's one of my heroes. That dude can play. But anyway, but it was a lot of fun, a whole lot of fun.
So I do have one question that I overheard from the just the little chatter I get. Was there a nacho bar and like
Nacho.
2 like free drinks or and a nacho bar for the foosball players?
There was a
Well,
I
nacho
heard that.
bar?
Between
Okay.
5 and 7, there was definitely a setup every night of something different. And the first night they screwed up. They didn't have like the stuff that they were supposed to, so they gave everybody like free drink cards. So people
Oh,
got to
wow.
drink free and eat. Look at Adams; he's about to pass out.
I heard nacho bar and I literally almost cried. Like
I'm shallow,
Yeah,
okay? I want the graphics and the nacho
I
bar.
just
I'm
want-
in
yeah.
for a tournament, okay?
I mean, these guys did it all. They brought in, they brought in like tons of pizzas and stuff, and
Wow.
they were going to sell them. And the guy John just said, just take it. Everybody just have some pizza,
Nice.
and so yeah, they had what's her Noelia's birthday, and they had a
Mhm.
couple huge cakes,
Yeah,
and
I
Saw
everybody
that.
sung. Yeah, it was a really good time. I was pleasantly surprised.
So
Not, only because I go to a state tournament, you never know what to expect, but it was top notch.
Mike, I'm totally going to interrupt you right now because I want you to keep talking in a minute, but I just want to what I'm hearing you say is that this tournament fostered a sense of community that you weren't expecting or really happy with and maybe think that other places should be doing.
Oh, absolutely. And just, having the guys show up like Tony and Brandon and Tom Yor, Eric, all those guys. And, it was just funny. Everybody was just kind of hanging out the whole weekend because we had plenty of time. Everything ran smooth. So just, yeah, there was definitely, I met a lot of people I probably wouldn't have met at a normal tournament, and, but yeah, just the way they ran that tournament, they definitely made you feel welcome. They kept coming around asking how things were going, anything they could improve on. I mean, it was a great tournament.
Brandon's saying that the breakfast was included too. Good breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brandon's on his way. Oh, he's listening. He's on his way back to Costa Rica for the Costa Rica tournament. Wow. Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
Cool.
Really appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, buddy. Be safe.
Well, while Brandon's listening, let me tell this little story about Brandon because this is super awesome.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine when I was like in my 20s. This kid was a few years younger than me. We played at a game room called Big Daddy's, and these kids we called them the Big Daddy Bums. They all hung out. And his name's Lee Goldstein. Well, anyway, Lee lives in Georgia now, and his son Jacob was there and his family, and they were just hanging out. And Brandon was sitting at the computer, and Lee Goldstein introduced his son Jacob to Brandon. And so basically, here's the story. Brandon was sitting at the computer. He introduced his son to him, and he said, "Do you play foosball?" And he says, "A little bit." Told Brandon he was trying to learn a snake shot. Next thing, Brandon was like on the table, spent a lot of time with him, showing him how to shoot a snake, what to do. I mean, what a super awesome guy, man. I mean,
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's so awesome. I mean, we expect so much, I think, of the top players. I think, maybe feel like we have some ownership of their time, but and try not to be that way. And then when they do meet that expectation and more, it's always just so amazing. I've been seeing that so much in the last 2 years, being so involved in foosball.
well, yeah, especially if you come from my era.
Yeah, I know.
We
You all
didn't
were
know-
just
we
you'd
didn't,
hit each other with a vacuum cleaner if somebody asked you a question.
Yeah,
I know.
Somebody's got a good back pin shot. We just put a little pledge on the surface.
You just
so
had a
we
little
couldn't
bit of
shoot anymore, those type of things.
you had some voodoo dolls set up.
Yeah,
Throwing
voodoo
pins.
dolls. But no,
Wow.
it was awesome. It was really cool of him because I mean, it wasn't like he gave him 2 seconds, And I see Tony do that. I see a lot more people doing that, and to me, that's incredible.
Yeah. That's the way to give back.
And, it's so cool to hear, and maybe this is something that I'm just kind of biased on, but it seems like the larger tournaments are so much different on a scale in comparison to state tournaments. Like say Georgia State, wholesome stuff happened, man. People come out, you have newer promoters, not newer, but someone that doesn't do every tournament. You know, it's somebody that gets to give it all they've got for one time for their state, for the people that they care about. And, you know, they're giving food and you have a nacho bar and you have super nice hotels. Like, how awesome. Same way with like Wisconsin, Michigan, you know, South Dakota, like those smaller tournaments, you know, seem to have a larger impact on a larger group of foosball players, it seems, in comparison to Worlds, you know? And maybe it's because so many people are so locked in for Worlds and they're so set in their ways, you know, I'm not sure what it is, but it just seems like those tournaments allow like such a more wholesome idea of foosball, you know, because these promoters are from their state. It's not just somebody going, you know, across the world and promoting. This is their home state. It's pride behind that. And so I really like that that, you know, they take that seriously, and I think I've learned to appreciate that a bit more, you know. And no, it may not be $100,000 tournament, doesn't matter. It's moments like that, you know, you have your masters working with people who haven't played before or just hanging out for the weekend, like you said. So that's really, really special, and I'm glad that I'm not the only one that kind of notices that thing.
What's the history of Georgia State? How long has it been around as a tournament?
Well, this is the first one they've had in years. I
Years.
mean, many
Okay.
years. I don't really know how many years, but you know, it was a big deal back when I was playing. Florida, Georgia, Alabama was a big rivalry. You know, Mississippi, you know, they'd all come to the Georgia State and Cindy Head and everybody, and we'd all meet up and play. And it was really good. Then they had the Masters, which was my favorite tournament. I like that better than the Worlds. It was Master Singles, where basically you had to be a pro or a master to play. You couldn't be below that.
Right.
And so it was just a big event. You had to be that, and at the end you got a green Masters jacket like the golf Masters.
Yes.
And it was crazy. I mean, the place was one of the biggest. I mean, it was as big as Worlds at the time. I mean, huge. It was a big deal because, you know, everybody back then when I played, everything was doubles, you know, singles was singles, but doubles was the main event. And then to have that, you know, where, you know, they kind of put a spotlight on singles where all the really good singles players. And anyway, it was a lot of fun to watch and so yeah, they got a long history. And then don't remember why, but something happened and pretty much people just kind of start fading out, you know, but anyway.
So,
as so many things do.
oh, sorry to interrupt. So, back at this Masters Open thing, how many people showed up just to watch foosball, do you think? Like, what percentage? You know, I mean, if you're a master or a pro, I'm sure there weren't that many pros and masters, but maybe there were. But it seems like this was like a draw for just people who want to watch foosball as well.
Well, I mean, it was a regular tournament with different, you know, expert, open, whatever. But to play Masters, you had to be at least a pro.
Ah,
Like
okay, gotcha.
you couldn't just get in and play as a rookie, you know, pay your package deal or whatever.
Right.
Sure.
And there were guys that, like my buddy Gary Gold. He's funny. He played so hard. He finally turned pro. He's like, I'm ready now. And first round he plays Terry Moore and gets wiped out 3 straight. He says, but at least I got to play. You know, I made it. You know, so people kind of strive to turn pro just to be able to play that type of event back then. So it was a lot of fun.
So,
Very cool.
oh, sorry, did I interrupt you, Hannah?
No, I was just saying that's a cool aspect of the game. I haven't seen many tournaments like that. I guess the USTSO championship thing would be like the only thing I've had in my time where, you know, you have to qualify one. Not anyone can just openly enter. So that's cool too.
Mike, you have been talking about things, but you haven't told us how you did this past weekend.
How did I do? I actually have property in Georgia, so I was in this little town, LJ. I got there on Sunday and had to do some stuff, got bored, so I went Thursday, played the goalie wars. I wound up getting third. And some guy walks by me, I never met him. Hannah probably knows him, Michael Burns. I don't know, but anyway, he says, hey, you want to play I don't even know what it's called, not designated. The one you and Jacob play, what's that called?
Handicap.
Points? Handicap. He goes, you want to play handicap? I don't know what that is. How much is it? He's like $25. Okay, so we wound up getting fourth in that.
Wow.
And it was funny because they only pay 3 places, and somebody put this guy Tony Freedom in the losers bracket just to make my day go bad, you know. So we wound up getting fourth. And then we played. Me and Tom Muir played open doubles, and had a great tournament. Wound up getting 5th. We
The Open?
yeah, we played
Nice.
Tony and had a shot to put him away in 4 games.
Ugh.
I was like, come on. Well, of course, there's 1,000 dead bodies behind me who had a chance to put Tony away, in 4 games. But hey, we were in the game. I mean, actually, the funny part about that was the 5th game, Tony jumped in the back and Bud gets up front, steals a pass. Tony gets the ball, scores. Then Bud gets and spikes one back in the hole. And I'm like, Bud, get in the back where you belong, man. You're killing us. But anyway, that was fun. And then we played a little later. We played Dewey Culpepper, who's one of my favorite guys. I just think he's so incredible. So he didn't miss a shot on me for the first 2 games. And I said, I used to be able to dig deep. There was a time when, if you win a big tournament, you got to be able to dig deep. I said, this guy can't embarrass me. So we wound up, I blocked him really good. We wound up going 5 games, 3-3. We had a shot to go up 4-3 and blew it, and they put us away. But it was a blast of a match. I love playing that guy. He just shows no emotion. He's so smooth.
Dewey?
I'm like, Tom, what do I do? I said, close your eyes and hope. I don't know. The guy's his fire rod was just unbelievable. But so anyway, it was a great tournament. I had a lot of fun playing with Tom. Me and Tom used to play back in the 90s when he was a rookie and I was still a pro. So we had a blast.
Yeah, Dewey's a killer. He's a silent killer out there on the table. A lot of fun to watch.
Culpepper?
Yeah, Dewey Culpepper.
Yeah.
So you did, and then that was so that was open, and you played
I
Goalie
played
Wars?
expert with Noelia, but to be honest, I didn't want to. I hate expert. I don't want to play expert. And
Okay.
even though I'm not as good as half the experts, I just don't want to play it. But we had just lost to Tony, and she played 11 events.
Oh.
So we played, but neither one of us were even there. She just looked at me and goes, I'm done. Yeah, me too.
That's a lot of foosball.
But it was fun. I mean, I love her. We play in Florida a lot locally, so it's a good time. But she was done, and I told her I didn't care. Honestly, let's go. Go to the nacho bar.
I knew you were going to say that.
Respectable, man. That's respect.
But no, it was great. It was a lot of fun. There was definitely, there was some good competition. I mean, the top 5 open doubles was Eric and Tommy Yor won. He came out at the last minute, double dip Tony. Sorry, Tony. And then Tony and Bud, and then Munoz and Jeremy Monroe from Alabama. Then me and Tom, and then Chris Folsom and Randy Raspo, I think his name was.
Raposo.
Yeah.
Raposo. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Raposo.
Yeah, that guy's good. Yeah, he was a funny guy.
He and I
That was a
won.
great handshake.
He and I won 3,500 limited in 2004 somewhere at a major.
Really?
Nice.
And there you go. 2005.
Well, I'll tell you
maybe.
a weird story. He's playing Tommy and Eric, and we're watching him. I probably shouldn't say this, but that's just me. Whatever. So all of a sudden, this smell comes from the pits. Like, what the heck? Like something died. And he looks. He goes. He just looks. He goes, man, if you're gonna, yourself, at least walk to the bathroom. And all of a sudden, this guy goes walking out of the crowd, and everybody's watching him. But the funny part was, my buddy Alan says, I don't know. Eric hasn't said a word, and then Eric gets a big smile on his face. He says, it wasn't me. I go, I don't know what happened, but somebody, anyway, it was funny. This guy Randy says, I've knocked people out for less than that. It was like, who does that in the pits, right? And only on Foos Talk Radio do you hear those stories, right? And with me on here.
Yeah, no, it's always good to have an exclusive.
But yeah, that was I had never experienced that. I thought, man, that was something. But so anyway, yeah, Noelia had a great weekend. She won. She got 3rd pro singles, and she got 2nd expert. She won mixed. She won 4-on-4. She won women's singles. And
She didn't win mixed. I thought Liz and Tony won mixed.
No, she got 2nd in mixed.
I was about to say, I know she was in the finals, but I thought it worked out.
No,
I only got
Tony
to see
won.
a little bit of that. Okay.
No,
got
Tony
it.
won, and she got 2nd. That's what I meant.
And she won, and her and Liz won doubles, I think,
right,
in women's.
And she won singles.
Cool matchup.
Then she won 4-on-4. And
Nice.
Kenneth Dell won pro singles again. Nobody could stop that guy. He wins everything. And
Yeah,
then I
once
think
they
your buddy Evan Jones, he won both expert events. He's a pro, but they let him play expert, I guess, till the end of the year or something. But I love the way he plays. Fun to watch.
Yeah,
How-
But
Evan
how-
yeah,
Jones
anyway.
Mike,
is
how
one
would
we
Go
you
talked about in the previous show.
Mike, how would you block Kenneth Dale?
How would I block him? Well, I noticed because people used to shoot that shot a lot. People they try to go with him back and forth in the flow, back and forth. I just set my man like there's the far side first dot. I put my one man in the middle, put my dead man between right after the big dot and the middle dot. Guy never really goes long. People go back and forth real fast. And what he does when you come back, he just sprays it at your man, and you really have a wide open hole. And everybody thinks that they're out there, but if you watch videos, they're not even close. I just make the guy hit a long. Like 90% of his shots go like 3/4. My opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm watching Tom, and Tom's getting lit up, and I said, Tom, the guy has hit a long one. Yeah, he goes, sure, yeah, he's going around me. And I go, okay. So then Tom sat out there, blocked him a few times, and beat him in singles. So. But he's tough. He's a good player. He looks like he's not even trying. I think that's what's so rough. He just kind of keeps pushing the ball at you, but he's good.
He has a very cool temperament.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, he just never changes no matter what happens. But it was great to see Tommy come out because he really doesn't play anymore. He's in his last semester of school, so he's definitely going to Texas State, so that'll be good.
Oh.
So he's planning on coming back onto the tour?
Oh, yeah, he wants to play. He said he's absolutely going to Texas State.
Well, that's news.
Yeah.
Why
That's
didn't you say
exciting.
that before?
Hey, it's all part of the process.
Yeah, he's very serious about school, which he should be. So that's a good thing. He's about done with it.
What's he studying, by the way?
I don't know, Tom. I was in a van at 16, traveling the country playing foosball. I can't even say what he's. You'd have to ask Adam about that. Something to do after nuclear reactors are already together. He goes in and figures out other ways for them to do things or something.
Hey, Mike, don't bring me into this. I wear slip-ons. I don't tie my own shoes, so I have no idea what's going on half the time.
Yeah, but yeah, everybody would ask me about going next year to Georgia State. That's for sure. I mean, and I didn't hear one person have a negative thought about it. So.
Well, I had a couple of friends who went down from Massachusetts to play. That would be John Garcia and Matt Contoy, who are really great players from they're near Boston, New Bedford, and they went down and had a pretty good weekend, from what I understand.
So yeah, I actually met those guys. I played them in a couple events.
Okay, yeah, they always come to our Smashdowns and give us a good romping. When it comes to amateurs and stuff. The last Smashdown we won, but. No, it's I'm glad they went, and it sounded like they were psyched about going to the tournament, and it was the first time for them, of course.
Yeah, they had some cool results too. I think they're both rated rookie, is what I saw, and I think they won rookie doubles, perhaps, and they won the top of winners for pro doubles. So pretty cool. You know what I mean? Pretty cool mix. So
they're good
that's
players.
always. Because I didn't know the name, so I went and I kind of checked them out. I was like, wow, cool, Massachusetts, wow. And then, you see them winning rookie doubles. You see them in the finals of pro. Like, that's hats off. Super cool. So you're playing some tough rookies up there, Tom.
Oh yeah. Well, they've taken us to the final match a few times. Although this last tournament, it was the guys from Canada that had their way with us. So yeah.
Canadians.
Canadians.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Hey,
know.
Canadians.
I'm just catching up with. I'm catching up with Twitch chat real quick. Judy Schober said, "Well said." HDS, which is obviously that's Hannah Smith, and what she's referring to was what you said earlier about the state championships and kind of how awesome how state championships are and can be, and that different that little je ne sais quoi, for lack of a better term, because I don't know a different term besides that. And then to Mike, to your point about Noelia playing 10, 11 different events,
Right.
Brandon played with her in mixed, and he said that they played 10 games in mixed, him and Noelia, and she was exhausted afterwards. I'm exhausted just reading that sentence. That's just so. That's so much foosball. Could you imagine playing all the way through the brackets and then playing 10 games in the finals? Wow.
Wow.
And that's still
I was
and the
exhausted just watching all of it, man.
right. And that's so it was Tony and Liz Hill ended up taking that. But wow, what a series that had to have been. I didn't see that. I didn't see that on over the weekend.
Like I gotta also talk about my buddy Ryan Wilkie. You guys had mentioned him a little earlier.
Yeah, he's on.
He drew.
Yeah,
He drew Brandon and won the draw.
nice.
Was awesome for him. And his daughter was there. She's learning how to play, and I had to
Oh.
play her in Goalie Wars. And she also plays like the hockey leagues with male and female. And she's
Cool.
young. And I said, "Listen, you're not allowed to beat up an old man if I win." And she's like, I said, "I know you guys like to wrap up the jerseys and start swinging." And she's like, "Well, just be nice to me." Anyway, it was fun. Afterwards, she actually hung out, and I was trying to show her how to move them in a little better and stuff. But we had a great time. But yeah, I mean, it was cool to see a lot of people had their kids there, and a lot of, just, watching and kind of playing and figuring it out. And even the guys coming in out of the hotel, John was giving them, the guy who ran it was giving them like foosballs and say, "Yeah, just go have some fun. But when you're done, just bring me the ball back." So yeah, we had a
Cool.
great time. Definitely was a great time. That's what I was going to go to Vegas. I just canceled my flight. I was like, I'm not going to Vegas.
You're not going
I'm
to
just
Vegas
gonna go
now?
No?
No, I just want to go to Wisconsin. I'm going to go to I just want to go to regionals. I don't want any part of the big, gigantic nonsense. I've had so much fun at every regional tournament I've been to. And it's just, I mean, you still get the top 4 or 5 players showing up. So it's still a fun tournament, but I'm just done with the 60 event tournaments. I just want to play a couple events and head back home.
Are you planning on going to Masters Open in Florida?
Yeah, actually, yeah, me and Tom are going to play in that too. We're going to
Nice.
try it again. So it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to some of the guys like Rob Mayers coming down playing with Tony, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, they're playing together?
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, it's become a big deal. Me and Tom were actually talking to Rob, and it's more Tom's thing, but he's like, the Florida State's just gotten too big. I mean, honestly, his last 2 Florida States could have already been 20 granders. There were so many people there.
Sure.
So he's just like, it's just time. It's just not a state tournament anymore. Let's bump this thing up, make it like a Colorado kind of thing. Just call it Masters. And so they called it the Masters, made it 15 grand, and now we got guys, like Mayers and some other, the guys that are all saying they're all going to come play in the tournament, so it'll be a blast.
Hannah, is that on your radar at all?
I've never been to a Florida State. As of right now, I have a softball tournament that weekend, the April 27th weekend. But it really depends on if our team plays that tournament or how it works out. But I definitely want to go to it. I want to go play anything that says Masters. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
That's so cool. Like Masters Open. Like I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. But yeah, I do want to do that one for sure. I've had a few people text me talking about partners. And I would love a chance to play with them too. So if it lines up, that's one I would definitely love to go to.
Yeah. No,
well, you got to come early. You got to come the day before because Scott O'Hara and Rob Cade will take everybody to Clearwater Beach out to like Shepherd's or whatever, and everything's free, drink, food.
Oh, nice.
They have a nacho bar?
Oh,
Just
they have
kidding.
a whole lot more than nacho bar.
There's no nacho bar. I'm not in.
Kidding.
No, the nacho
nachos.
the nacho bar is the high bar for me now. I didn't even know that could be a thing.
Oh, it's a thing.
Yeah, they didn't have a Sunday bar, but they did have a nacho bar.
And so Tom, you're going to be in Vegas, right, Tom?
I am.
And representing Foosball Radio. I'll be there too.
Foosball Radio. Yep.
Hannah's going to be there, right?
Yeah. I'll be there.
We'll do an episode. We got an episode. We can easily do an episode live there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just an early episode. That'd be really cool.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, I changed my mind about Vegas because I'm actually going to Washington State, Spokane, to Larry Lotus Chesbro's house.
When's that?
They have a big.
Oh.
Huh?
When's that?
Oh, well, I was actually supposed to tell you you're invited.
I've never heard anything about it.
Yeah, every year they got a really beautiful home on the lake way out in the middle of nowhere. And It's surrounded by like mountains, so the fireworks bounce off the mountains. And every 4th of July, they have like 40 people there, like Alfredo and
Oh,
Adrian and all those guys will show up, and everybody goes out and hangs out for the weekend
this is
on the lake.
I've heard of this. This is the Kill the Keg Invitational or something, right?
Kill the keg.
Probably. I'm not going to say what they do. Maybe I'm not sure I'm supposed to speak that much about what happens, but yeah, it's a blast. I mean, it's just the whole setup where people have like pontoon boats, jet skis. They have everything out there, and everybody just goes and has a fun time for 3 or 4 days.
Wow.
That sounds.
But you said you were invited if you'd like to come.
Yeah, though I want to know more. That sounds awesome.
Same weekend as Hall of Fame, though.
No, he said
So-
4th of July, I think.
Oh, 4th of July.
Yeah, 4th of
okay.
July. It's the 4th of July every year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you'll definitely think I'm taking you out somewhere to kill you, because it's like it's so far out in the woods. It's crazy.
It's not much of a. You're not much of a.
I do. Sometimes people don't like me, so I thought, man, they're gonna just get rid of me. But
Yeah,
we pulled up out there. It was also
Mike, you're not much of a salesman. I don't know.
yeah.
You know, invite somebody to a tournament and say, you might think I'm taking you out to kill you, but it's just
Has
it's
occurred
just
to us.
it's just really woodsy out here.
You know, you look like a woodsman. You look like you do like the deer hunt. So
No, I like to beer hunt.
I could see you doing some bass fishing. So
You could see me out there playing, going to Bass Fishing Company and looking at the boats.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, not purchasing anything. Wow. So it sounds like I'm so excited for foosball right now. It sounds like Georgia State was just a hit and huge and awesome. It sounds like the South Dakota State was awesome. It sounds like I know Moneyball was awesome, and I know that Dallas Fort Worth was awesome. Championships was awesome. I mean, and then what do we have? What do we have coming up here? Hannah, you were talking about something.
So every year they have this super cool tournament in Ohio, and they call it the Arnold because Arnold Schwarzenegger like shows up and plays foosball, and he's like buddies with Captain, who is also one of my buddies. And
Wait, who's that?
he's
I don't.
just so
Who's
great.
that? I don't know who that is.
Tim Literal, I think is his real
Oh,
name,
that's who
but
that
I
is.
never call him that.
Yeah,
His
no, I
name
know.
is Captain.
I know the name Tim Literal. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I believe that's his full government name, but
Nice.
yeah, I just call him Captain, and he's great, and it really seems like a super fun tournament. It's one I really want to go to. I love the Ohio crew. They're super talented also. So, it's a $5,000 tournament. They're having it March 3rd through the 5th. Yeah.
This
and
is
they
weekend.
have some cool events. Yeah, coming up.
Yeah, that's quite an event in the sense that they have so many other sports being represented there because it's a convention, for sports, the sports festival.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Columbus Convention Center is just packed with people. And people walk past and watch the foosball, of course, as they watch a lot of other things happening that weekend. But what a great idea to put foosball right square in the middle of that. What
Yeah,
an
no,
awesome idea.
that's awesome. And I know last year Inside Foos carried the coverage. I don't know what's happening this year. Pardon me, I haven't asked, but but it's such a cool kind of a niche thing. And I think what I know about that is that it's not just there in Columbus, Ohio. They have that same kind of thing in a lot of different places across the globe.
Yeah.
And what's cool about that is, I mean, it's a heck of a networking opportunity as far as foosball is concerned. And I don't know, I think it's really neat. I feel like Judy Schober was involved in that last year, right? Tom, didn't we talk to Judy about it?
I think so. I think that, yeah, it does sound familiar for sure. And we did talk to the captain a couple of years ago about the event, and he's a super nice guy.
That's
Super
awesome.
nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
Judy.
actually-
Sorry, I was just going to say Judy and Biney and Steve
Biney.
Biney,
Yeah.
Mark Vanetti, they're all kind of involved in that whole thing with Captain.
Very cool. I've actually we have softball tournaments that I play around that area, at least usually once a year, and we've been to the Palace to play in several like draw your partners. So it's super cool to go out there and play and draw up like all your buddies and meet some new people that are the Ohio crew. And we showed up and we literally just played for like a quarter, but like Lunchables or something fun. But we had so much fun playing foosball and like singles, and we did a draw, and there was actually a few people that were out of town that were just happened to be in town for that weekend, and we had a really nice time. I love playing there. Anytime I'm around, I'm coming by the Palace to play with all of my buddies. So
That's nice.
check it out. I would if I was anywhere closer and I didn't have plans already.
Mike, before we kind of wrap up here, I want to ask you one more question, but before we do that, I want to ask Judy, because she just showed up in chat. She's been listening in chat. But Judy, if you have anything you want to say or just tell us about the Arnold that we should be looking at or thinking about, if that's something you're involved in, just throw it in there and we'll read it out. But while you're doing that, Mike, I mean, is there anything about Georgia State in general you'd like to say, or foosball in general?
Well, I mean, Florida. I mean, I'm probably getting in trouble for saying this, but probably going to be seeing a flyer coming out soon for the Florida tour, and it's going to be a lot of foosball. People are going to be like, "What the heck?"
The what?
Florida tour.
Florida tour. It's going to be like a mini tour through Florida, basically Jacksonville, Orlando, South Florida, Tampa area, and we're going to have quite a few tournaments. I don't want to speak out of turn, but at the end of them all of the winners in each event, they're going to have one tournament at the end of the year to, maybe have like a big winner, a take all kind of thing or whatever, I don't know.
Cool.
Something larger
That's a
than
cool idea.
That's really awesome. Something larger than the Masters Invitational or whatever.
I mean that they already have like the beatdown and a couple Thunderdomes and Masters or whatever. So there's just going to be some other things. I mean, it's about time. I mean, good gracious, like I said, we go Friday night and we have 6 of the top masters in the world hanging out. Billy's in town all the time. He basically lives there. Blake, Tony. I mean, you just go on and on. Tommy Orr. So that's just the Friday night masters and a lot of great experts and some pros. So there's a lot of foosball players in this area. So, I mean, South Florida foosball is awesome, and Chris Carson up in Jacksonville just opened up his own bar, and could be a lot of foosball going on there. So a lot happening in Florida. So it'll be interesting to see, that's for sure. Be nice to see a few like the master, Thunderdome 20 granders in a row, huh?
Right? Wouldn't that be
I
something?
want to come commentate Thunderdome. I just want to come and down and see and meet everybody from South Florida and just commentate all weekend for Thunderdome.
Oh, you have to go to South Florida. In fact, Tommy will probably get you like a free package and a free airline ticket to come hang out. Especially you can ask Adam. You got to come to the tournament to come to is the beatdown. I mean, Thunderdome is a blast, but the beatdown is it's the party weekend. It's just fun. They take a whole half a Sunday, or they take a half a Sunday, and they go out and they have like, I don't even know what that stuff's called with the champagne and the orange juice or whatever.
A mimosa.
I don't do that stuff, but anyway, I'm a redneck. I drink Bud Light, but anyhow, they like go out to the beach. The whole tournament goes out and hangs out at it's the most fun tournament ever, and nobody, takes it. They take it serious, but Adam will tell you, it's not a serious tournament. It's just a lot of fun.
The Beach Town Beatdown there in Southern Florida is probably one of the events. If you can go, you should go. It's something completely different. You know what? I'll say this. As much as I would say you should go at some point in your lifetime to World Championships, Tornado Worlds, you should also go, if you can, to the Beach Town Beatdown. They are opposite sides of the same coin as far as foosball, what we love about foosball. And you got to go. It's just amazing.
One story I'll tell about the beatdown. Me and Tommy Atkinson drew each other in the draw. And we're playing Blake to see who plays like for the winner's bracket. And we were buying timeouts for $5.
Yeah.
So we were like on our 8th timeout. And then I got up front and I blocked Blake's pass somehow. And I go, timeout. And Blake goes, that's 9 timeouts. That's a technical. And so Tommy throws him a 10. Oh, never mind. Don't worry about it. You guys are cool. So we got our 9th timeout.
Buying timeouts.
Very
buying
cool.
at the, Blake and Tommy are playing Tony and Bud in the finals. They try to get Bud too drunk. That was a bad plan. Bud's the last man standing. Those guys are all stumbling, falling down, and Bud wins the tournament from the back. It was so much fun.
That's great.
Judy says, looking forward to having many big names from multiple states there at the Arnold. That's going to be awesome. Looking forward to that. Judy, I mean, is there a place that we can check that out, or where the bracket is going to be at? Is that a IFP or Modern Foosball? or anything. There's all kinds of there.
Also, yeah, I have a quick question for you, Mike. So, you mentioned Big Daddy's. Where can you give me the location of where you played at Big Daddy's?
Well, there were a couple, but it's a place in Tampa. It's called Del Mabry Road,
Okay.
Tampa.
Okay.
That's the place in the very beginning when foosball was in crazy hot. I mean, like sometimes we had sometimes close to 60 teams there
Wow.
playing in the local, bring or whatever. And so that was
Sure.
one of the big spots. Yeah, that was an awesome place.
Okay, so my dad got started playing foosball at a bar called Big Daddy's, and it's in Mississippi. And I didn't know if it was the same one. It was a huge
No,
deal, and they had like on the wall, if you won, you got to take a Sharpie and write your name on the wall. Well,
oh,
my dad
really?
was just a bar player, and he was walking in playing. He would play with my mom, and they would just beat the junk out of everybody. And
Okay.
this dude walks in one night, and he puts a glove on, and my dad and everybody's like, "Oh, this guy's must be good," because my dad's never used a wrap or seen gloves. He goes and he dumps out a bag of Doritos he was eating and puts the Dorito bag on his hand and like waxes this guy with this Doritos chip bag on his hand in Big Daddy's. And so like I heard that story and I was like, oh my gosh, it would be crazy if like you happened to play like at the same Big Daddy's that
Yeah,
my
wouldn't
dad
that be
did.
something? No, I
That
think
would be
apparently
cool.
Big Daddy's must have been a pretty popular name back in the day. I guess I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I
But that's
suppose.
an awesome story. A Dorito bag. No, we
Yeah,
would
he's
kind of
wild.
sit in there. It's funny back then. We'd be sitting in there and be like 20 guys that were pros or masters or whatever. And young guys would walk in and they'd say, "You guys gamble?" We're like, we would just split their money. We just say, "You guys want to
Nice.
play?" Yeah, it was a lot of
I
fun.
actually got an offer today at lunch. Somebody was like, "Hey, we do foosball games like 15 minutes from where you live. You want to come? You got to be my partner. Will you be my partner?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so." So he's like, "Come Saturday night and we'll take all their money." I'm just like, "Ah, sounds sketchy, bro. Let's do it." I'm all for it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that kind of stuff.
I posted this on Inside Foos TV. They're right down the street from my house. They're going to do one of those like small business, like, meeting things, kind of, you know what I mean? Like when they just talk about like the small businesses that are going on. This is Friday. It's at a brewery, and they're having a custom made concrete foosball table there by one of the small
What?
businesses. I posted it on Facebook. You
Very
can look at
cool.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
it is. The picture's
Concrete.
ridiculous, and the guy that talked about it, I mean, it's interesting. They're using Tornado Men, but it's in a set concrete table. And the
Wow.
cool part is that, so this thing that they're doing at 4:30, they're having a mini tournament, and anybody can come join and play for prizes. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna
You
check
got to
that one
do
out.
it.
I want to check that one out
Yeah,
and see what we're doing here. I want to
no
know,
doubt.
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna stream it and just look like a jerk.
Do it. That's
Yeah.
so fun.
Wouldn't that be? So we have. Oh wow, Judy's catching up. Okay, Judy. So there's no internet there at the venue, but you're using Kicker tools. Cool. Yeah, Steve Biney Facebook page and is Ohio Foosball. Captain Mark and myself going to be on Facebook. Ohio Foosball promotions for this weekend. Yeah, we're gonna check you out. And Judy, obviously, let's just lock this in place. Next Tuesday, are you going to be a guest? Can you just chat and let us know how it goes? I'm assuming that's a yes. Judy, one of my favorite people in foosball.
I hope so. Come on, Judy. Come
Yeah,
hang out with
Judy.
us. Woohoo!
Yes, that's a
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
All right, we got our next guest. I love it.
Awesome. Me
Sweet.
too. That was great.
We should probably wrap up. I say that just because I have a child I have to go put in bed.
Oh.
But I don't want to ruin everybody's fun. But I don't know. I feel like we're kind of coming to an end. Any last thoughts or comments or anything, Mike?
No, not really. I mean, there's just so much going on right now. It's just hard to there's 5 tournaments in March.
Yeah,
You
there's
know,
got Costa Rica.
Mhm.
There's the Arnold. There's Oklahoma State, which I'm really fortunate I get to go to. Mike, are you going to that?
It probably not because for some reason, like Oklahoma State, they don't have airplanes or something because it's like $900 to fly there. It's like my cheapest ticket. I checked
Wow.
last year and it was like $900, and I'm like, it's usually more expensive to fly into Florida, not Oklahoma. And I don't know what the deal is, but for $900, I'll have to sit that one out.
Wow.
But I would love. Me and my wife were actually going to go to Costa Rica, and we were going to stay because afterwards they're doing like a 3-day excursion thing, and
Yeah.
everybody's going to have fun. But unfortunately, that didn't work out. She has to have an operation, so.
Oh,
But
glad to hear
Gee.
that.
kind of grounded. That's one of my reasons I probably am not going to Vegas. I canceled my ticket. I don't think I'm able to make it, but that's one
Wow.
of the reasons. Anyway, no, I mean, I don't know. It's just fun. I'm going on this thing. I've been in the last, I told you, I started doing this, like, I'm going on the tour of the states, the towns I never played in. Because I always played Dallas. I always played Vegas. I always played all these years ago. And I want to hit the Wisconsins and the Michigans and all those types of stuff.
Michigan's a great time, for sure. Great tournament.
That's one I'm wanting to add to my schedule this year if it all works out.
Great hotel.
The
And
Michigan one?
Just a really, really
Yeah,
well
I think I would like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I think so too.
yeah, that's my goal this year is to hit up at least 2 states that I don't normally go to. I would have gone to Georgia actually this past weekend, but I couldn't do Moneyball and then Georgia the next weekend and TK. I couldn't have done 3 in 1 month. That would not have been good. But gosh, yeah, Michigan, that looks really good.
So, Tom, you're coming to Florida, or Masters. I keep calling Florida State. It's always going to be Florida State.
Well,
You're
that
doing
would be
Masters, right?
that would be great. If my boss would let me have that weekend off. I can, because we're bringing on some new employees there. Possibly switch a weekend, but we'll right now I do have to work that weekend. But if I can work it out, man, that would be a great destination.
Just do what all responsible foosball players do and quit.
Yeah. Quit. Call in sick.
Priorities, Tom.
not?
Yeah, it's
You know.
priorities. Come
hey.
on, man.
Let me
Let's
let me just tell you. I got to tell you the story real quick. So back in 2007, when I was done with foosball, but I was still trying to go to these things and try to play. I remember I was working in a restaurant at the time that I hated, and I said, "Hey, my grandmother's sick. Whatever." Total lie, right? I told the general manager. This was to get to the Riviera back when it was still the Riviera. I don't know if anybody knows that or contracted a deadly disease being at the Riviera, but it was a hoot and a half at the Hall of Fame. And I remember getting to the Riv, showing up, getting in line right behind my boss, who I guess was there that weekend. And I did one of those, and I just kind of ran and hid in the bathroom for an hour, which was hard back then because we didn't have smartphones. So I just like hid.
That's like the most awesome thing.
Yeah, and then
man.
I was terrible all weekend. I could not play because I was expecting
You're too worried.
Lucia was her name, and I just kept expecting she's watching.
When I finally got a job, my boss says to me, "Can I ask you a question?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "What did you do before you were 27?" And I said, "This is during the interview." And I said, "Honestly," he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I played foosball and I played high stakes poker." And he goes, "I love it. You're hired."
Nice.
Wow.
He's like, anybody can play high stakes poker, and foosball has to be a pretty quick thing, and I'll hire you.
Right. And make a living.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, guys,
That's
it's
cool.
been fun. Thanks for having me. I probably talked too much as usual, but
No,
that's just me.
no,
Mike,
Mike.
we have to talk about the 3rd episode of the Johnny Horton tapes, which we're going to get together again for very soon.
Oh yeah.
And put the bow on that. Which, by the way, we should probably say for Foosball Radio has been the most successful downloads, those 2 episodes of any that we've had in the last year.
Nice.
So
Everybody loves a train wreck.
Oh.
now.
Well. Yeah. All right. Well.
Yeah,
Yep.
whatever. It is what it is, man. We lived a different life, and it is.
Oh,
what
yeah.
it is,
It's the story.
I've been married now for 27 years. I got a beautiful daughter, teaching for the last 2 years, graduated college, and all the things I did wrong, I made sure she didn't, and life's good. So that's
Hell
all
yeah.
Done deal.
Yeah.
Done deal.
That's what I love that.
Now I get to watch my favorite player, Hannah, play.
There you go.
Oh.
Thank you,
You're
Mike.
awesome. Don't
David.
even try it.
I'm so
I
blessed.
gotta tell you my Hannah story. I can't help it. I'm a big mouth, and then I'll shut up. But
Uh-oh.
when
Yikes.
we were in was it I don't know, but you were playing Noelia,
Oh,
and people
gosh.
were like, yeah, in the background, and she turns around and she says, "Just imagine how much you'd cheer if you actually scored a clean one." And we're just all laughing. And there was a lot of stuff going back and forth, and I just loved it. And then we're walking upstairs, and she's standing there, and I'm sorry, but I don't know your man's name, but the guy you're with,
It's
I'm sorry.
Bracklin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Bracklin.
Such a
It's
nice
okay.
guy, right? But I'm old. I don't remember anything. But so we're in the elevator about to get in, and I look and I go, I wasn't with them. I was just watching. I swear. It's like, oh no, you're fine. I go, no, I was just a spectator. I was not involved in anything there. No one, no.
That was a good match. That was a fun one.
Oh, it was
So
a great match, and Noelle had never said a word. It was the people
no,
around that were.
she played
Yeah.
great. She had her crew over
Yeah.
there, and she would make one, and they would all cheer. And I was like, oh, this is so annoying because I would block one, and then she would get one, and I was like, okay, well, that was a good shot. But then they would all cheer, and then I think the last ball, ball before last, she shoots a 5-bar, and like it hits off my man and goes
Right.
in, and everybody's like, what? And then I was like, okay. And I was like, next possession, don't do a 5-bar, don't do a 5-bar shot. And I was like, okay, whatever, wall pass. To end it, it's like, wham, 5-bar. And I was like, why doesn't anyone cheer for me? Like, come on, man, you know, again. But no, she was hot. She was playing really well. That was a fun match, and it's always super cool between Noelle and I. I think a lot of her and of her game, so it's always fiery and fun. And she's a great foosball player, so she deserves a crowd to cheer for.
It was fun to watch, that's for sure. I really enjoyed it. That was awesome. But all right, guys, I'm actually supposed to be working, but anyway.
Jeez.
Oh,
Thanks,
well,
Mike.
I get paid either way, so it's like I don't.
Cool.
Wow. Good work if you can get it. All right, buddy. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Mike. Let's talk
See
let's
you,
talk
Mike.
soon.
Bye.
All right, Mike.
Bye.
You keep saying bye. I don't know how to get out of here.
Oh, just throw your phone in the nearest river.
That is so you guys got me on lockdown.
That's how I would do it.
Oh, there we go. He made it out.
He did. Wow.
I'm going to defend Mike there. We're just a little older than the rest of us, and that, technology is just not our thing. Okay.
Yeah, but if you could get on YouTube, it would tell you everything. I once changed the grout in my shower
get on
stall.
YouTube. I got to tell you a story about something that happened today, and keep in mind that I worked all day long with a lot of students, and we do a lot of Zoom calls. And this has never happened to me, but it was a Zoom call with a student who was older and has never really done much when it comes to that kind of communication. But this is what we require for our students. And when she first logged on, all I saw was as if she was holding the phone right here, like the eye of the student. That's all I could see in the camera.
Huh.
And I said, could you like push the camera away from your face a little bit? The phone, she got it like she had never used Zoom.
What was she doing?
She was just looking into the lens of the camera, thinking that she could see me. But
that'll do it,
right?
I'm having troubles understanding what I'm hearing.
Bad.
She thought that she could see you by looking into the camera lens.
Right. So she thought.
Wait. So you'd flip it. You'd flip the phone around. No, but you'd flip the. Oh, I see what you're doing.
Right.
Oh.
So I'm on my rig, the same rig I'm on right now, with my headphones, my microphone, and she's coming up on the screen, and I just see her eyeball looking into the camera lens.
Yeah.
Thinking,
we should send.
Pull the phone away from your face a little.
We should send her some kombucha. I feel bad for her.
Super nice lady, and she's going to do well as a voice actor, but technology is just not our thing.
Yeah, well, as long as you don't have to use your eye when you're voice acting.
I love that that's your fix for everything. Yeah, we should send her some kombucha.
It's only for tonight.
That's a fix.
It's either kombucha or hurl it into the river. Which is not
one or the other. Okay?
One or the other.
There's
Yeah.
no in between.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Not me.
Well, this is so cool. I just wanted to mention one thing at the end of March, because there is another tournament that we didn't bring up. The end of March is the first annual Canadian Leonhardt Championships.
Oh, wow.
March 31st through April 2nd. That's in Montreal, which is only about 3.5, 4 hours from where I live.
Are you going?
I got to get my passport renewed.
Oh.
I want to go.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I'd like the Leonhardt.
Oh, it's a great.
I really do.
Man.
Yeah,
I really do.
Love it.
I love the way the ball's a little bit stickier. You can catch it very easily. It's very cool.
Yeah,
very nice table.
It is. It reminds me kind of the tournament soccer tables with the cork balls. Is it going to be covered by anything? Do we know if it's being streamed at all?
I'm sure. Justin Coyote, who was one of the Canadians who came down from Canada to whoop on us for our Smashdown. He's involved in, of course, as is many of his friends and his partners. So should be great. Should be good stuff. And they do a streaming.
Oh, they do. Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Well,
That's all I got, guys.
yeah. Hannah, any last thoughts? Anything?
Yeah, one last thing. I know this is not really, we didn't really touch on it much, but I gotta talk about the sponsorships that are happening in foosball. I know Jake Barnett, mentioned a lot of cool things happening for Wisconsin, that there's some big sponsors for that. That's awesome. It's awesome that the DFW crew or whoever sent Foosball Sports Network sent, Brandon and Blake out to play Moneyball. Like, that's awesome. And just all the great sponsors that are getting into helping those players get to these tournaments. Like, how cool would it be for someone to help you get to a tournament and you get to wear their jerseys? Like,
Right.
that's so cool. Like, that would be so, that's a different level of foosball. That's a new aspect of foosball that's getting into, that's coming into fruition, and that's super enjoyable to see as a player. I love that. And I love that people are putting money into these tournaments, and Georgia State, yes, of course, all the great sponsors, but I just love that. So shout out to all the cool sponsors that are doing good things for foosball. I love it.
Would you like to see tournaments with everybody wearing the different team jerseys? Would that be cool?
Personally, I think it's pretty cool. If you have your top 10 masters there and they all play for a different, sponsors, like, that brings a new aspect of it. What if then you could have like tournaments for those sponsors? What if Foosball Sports Network played Modern Foosball, and then you had like these guys that are sponsored from here playing this team, and it, I don't know, it could just create more of a team environment. That's cool. It's a cool aspect. But once again, it's just cool that people are, have businesses surrounding foosball. They're putting money into foosball players to go play foosball with all their stuff on. Like, that's legit.
Yeah.
So we get a little taste of that in softball. So I think that's a super cool idea. And I like that that's translating.
I love that. I like that.
Yeah, like softball, okay, Worth sponsors us this year. Well, I'm going to show up in Worth batting gloves. I'm going to show up, everything I wear is going to be Worth. And then my name's on the bracket, Hannah Smith Worth, you know what I mean? Like, it could be like Hannah Smith, whatever the sponsor name is. So you get, every time anybody screenshots a bracket, your name's on it. How cool. Like, that's a
cool.
type of advertising for softball that hasn't touched the surface of foosball yet, but it's nifty.
It is. And honestly, after talking about that, I actually might just kind of stop being a foosball personality and move into a nacho bar personality. And just,
Can I come with you?
yes, I think we should
Is
all
there
just.
room for two?
I think there's room for anybody that can get in line behind me.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
In your nacho bar, will you have
Behind
cheese
me.
whiz or real cheese? That's what I want to have.
Tom,
Cheese
don't
whiz
even
or
piss
real
me off.
cheese?
I'm in a good mood. Don't bring cheese whiz into this conversation.
Cheese whiz or real
Yeah.
cheese?
Now I will like
That's what
yellow
I want.
number 7 with jalapeno flavoring, but not cheese whiz.
Flavoring.
Yeah, flavoring. That's my jam.
Simulated jalapeno. Simulated, but
It saw a
still-
picture of a jalapeno once, is where I'm at for the flavor profile.
I see. Okay. Just saying.
We're just gonna call this episode Nacho Bar.
Nacho bar.
Yes.
I seriously, did you see me? Look, go back and watch that. I'm gonna clip that.
Your eyes.
I almost
eyes lit
cried
up.
when I heard the term nacho bar.
Yeah.
It was really.
I did too,
it
because I
was
wasn't there.
really- I am so food motivated. It's unreal.
Go clip that, and then go clip my face when Tom says homies, because it's
Yeah.
like fun to see.
Come on. I'm trying here.
Nobody
Trying.
says it. That's not
you
a,
did your
no,
best,
No, it's
yeah.
It's not a. I'm trying. It's a you tried, and then it made everybody happy, and that's all I can ever think about. All right,
Okay.
I do have to go and put my child somewhere, maybe wherever. Oh no, you know what?
You could.
He picked out a book, so we're gonna do a book. But
That's good.
yeah.
Nice.
So
Read out loud to your child.
any last little words before we try the brand new outro that you might have to
Brand new
the two of you
outro.
have to like watch this on Twitch if you want to watch it, because
I've got it up.
I can't
I'm
I can't.
ready.
Okay, all right. Anything else? We good? Everybody good? We're good?
Can we cross
I'm
promote?
done.
I mean, can we do that? I mean, Foos Talk Live next weekend is going to be featuring Ken Allwell, Dave Gummison,
What cross?
and cross promotion.
This is
right?
Foosball Radio.
But well, it's a different show.
Oh,
So
no, it's
and
just
now well,
side
hold on a second.
promote. No, go ahead. Do it.
Let me
I want to
explain.
hear it. Do it. Yeah.
Discovery Network, they have like 6 different channels, and they cross promote History Channel with TLC
Tom, look, I'm in my
What?
bedroom. This is my actual pillow. There's no, this is not Discovery, okay, dude? I'm in shorts.
Oh
Don't
my God.
worry.
Was
Say
it
what
polka
you
dotted?
want.
Did you see the
Say how
polka
you
dotted shorts?
feel.
Polka dots. Did you see that?
There's
It's okay. I have
it's
camo
actually,
pants on. It's fine.
yeah.
Whatever.
Go ahead, Tom. No, what are we doing on Sunday with Who's
No,
Talk Live?
so so we're going back in time with Ken Allwell and Dave Gummison and Doug Furry this coming
It's
Sunday.
freaking wild.
Yeah, Doug Furry.
I know. That's really
So
wild to me.
yeah, looking forward to that. Anyway,
Yeah, no, that's awesome. All right. Well, this is FoosWeek number 3 in the books. I appreciate you, Hannah. I appreciate you, Tom. I appreciate Jacob Balcos for joining us, Mike Green for joining us, and everybody that chimed in the chat tonight. Really appreciate that, all of y'all. It's been great. Looking forward to next Tuesday when it sounds like we have Judy as our next week guest to tell us about the Arnold.
sweet.
So until then, we're signing off. Until next week.
Faucets drop